Well, hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Celissa coming to you from Beautifully Me and You, de Bellemente y tú y yo. And today, you guys, I have something totally different planned. And yeah, I'm just going to get right into it. It has to do with the one thing that changed my life over the past 3 years. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look back at when I first started cash budgeting, and I'll explain to you how some things shifted with me from that point up until now. If that sounds like something that interests you, then let's get right into the video. Okay, before we get started on the look back, I wanted to kind of explain that I am calling this little series of videos Motivational Mondays. So today being Monday, I wanted to go ahead and drop this so you guys can have the first look into a series of videos that I want to come up with that explain kind of my whole philosophy on how my whole life has shifted over the past few years. So first, let's take a look back at where I came from. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to do was go back to when I first started my budgeting journey. As many of you know, I started with the how to start your cash budgeting journey. What is it called? How to start your budget. Yeah. And a lot of you guys found me through that video. But after that, I did make a series of videos and I finally taught people how to make clear envelopes. And then I got to the point where I actually had my first cash stuffing of my YouTube check. Now, I hadn't had a YouTube check, I don't think, before that, and I had been doing YouTube for some time. But finally, I got to the point where I was doing a cash stuffing of my YouTube and Etsy check. And I wanted to kind of revisit that video, watch it through, and we'll talk about some things as we go, okay? All right, let's watch this video. It's called Cash Envelope Stuffing YouTube and Side Hustle, new Etsy product, and it was put out 2 years ago and it got 1.8 thousand views. So let's watch this video. I don't know how many subscribers I had at this time, but let's go ahead and watch and see what happens. Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Celissa coming to you from Beautifully Me and You. And today I thought I'd bring you a video showcasing my newest Etsy store offerings, as well as cash stuffing of my YouTube and other side hustle incomes. Now, I have everything all laid out. And before we get started, I just wanted to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love to hear from you guys in the comment section. And plus, when you like the video, it helps the video to be suggested to others who might need the information. I'm also going to be stuffing my dollar challenge because I'm committed to stuffing whatever the ones position is of any paycheck I get into my dollar challenge. And I also have some dollars here in my key holder. We'll be taking those out as well. All right, if all that sounds like something that interests you or any of that, then let's get right into the video. All right, so first things first, Hold on, before we get started with the video, let's talk about a couple of things. First of all, look at my setup. I literally have purchased a dollar poster board from, I think, Dollar General or Dollar Tree and put it on the table. And I remember I used to love that little key holder wallet with the little small envelopes that went inside. And after a while, I was like, it broke and I just never bought another one. But, you know, that's something to think about. The other thing is I was actually saving the ones position from every single check I got. Y'all, I think I might get back into that for 2024. I forgot I was doing that. As much as I hated counting up all those ones when it got to the end of it, I loved putting them in the jar and seeing them grow in such large volumes, even though it wasn't large dollar amounts. I think. So anyway, the other thing is I was much more like relaxed and calm. I think I was nervous, right? Now you guys see the real me and I'm just like, wait, who cares? Okay, so let's just keep going and I'll explain to you guys how all this ties in later. I'm going to take care of talking about the new offering in my Etsy store because I'm going to put these folders back into my binder. So I'm also selling on Facebook Marketplace, just so you know, and I'm making these full size flower envelopes. Everyone seemed to love the flower key holders, so I'm making the full-size flower envelopes and they go inside of my wallet here. So I'll put those in there in just a minute, but let me just show you different types because none of them are going to look exactly the same. If you let me know what kind of color combinations you like, I can kind of make it happen. Oh wait, you guys, I hated making these envelopes. They took so much time. I was like, I want to try new products. I want to do something different. I want to do something uniquely mine. You know, at the time, I think other people were putting flowers inside of envelopes or inside of other products. And I was like, oh, I'll put them in little key holder envelopes, the little small carry envelopes. But after a while, it was so much work layering all those little bitty flowers just to make one single order. It is a negative for me. I know some people still do it, but yeah, I did not like it. I did put out a tutorial though, showing you guys how to do it. And that will lead into the thing that shifted my life later. Okay. So just keep that in mind, that I did put out a tutorial about how I made products that I made at that time. Hold on, you guys. I could not get my bills together. That's before I had that cash tray. And you know I love that cash tray. That was sent to me and I was like, yes! I didn't even know how much I needed it or wanted it. But when I look back at this video straightening those bills out, I'm like, oh yeah, cash tray is the way to go. Also, look at the layout of what I have for as far as the bills breakdown page. Eventually, I ended up coming out with planners that has a bill breakdown page in it because I was like, I need some type of way that I can keep up with the denominations that I need to stuff in every envelope. And so that came about. You know, so yeah, check that out. I used to put that down on paper for sure and have my little key holder. I'm going to skip ahead into how much I actually made on YouTube and Etsy, and then we'll be done with this portion. All right, so first of all, on YouTube for the month of March, which you get paid in April, I made this much money. And then we add that to the money that I made between Facebook selling cash envelopes. I do that in the Facebook marketplace as well as Etsy, and I made this much. So my total for both of my incomes between YouTube and my Etsy store / Facebook sales has been a total of $257, and that's what we'll be stuffing today. That's it about that video, you guys. First of all, I made $257, and I was super excited about how much I had made. And really what I want you to kind of realize is I really didn't know what I was doing at that time, right? So I was like cash budgeting. I'm coming up with ideas that I feel like really help my journey to be easier. But then I decided I wanted to help others' journey to become easier. That is one key component of what changed my life over the past probably 2 to 3 years. Substantially, okay? I've had exponential growth over that time. I wanted to let you guys know, first of all, that I've not always been financially on point or financially strong, successful, any of that, you know? I feel like I had a definite plan in my life about how I wanted to receive some passive income and how I wanted things to happen for me. And I began to change my mindset. And that's something that I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video. I know, a lot of people hear financial mindset, abundance mindset, scarcity mindset, or a mindset shift, and it just sounds so out there. But I want to give you some practical ideas that you guys can see, especially if you go back through my YouTube journey, or for those of you, like so many of the real ones that have been here from the beginning, you can see the growth over the years. One major shift that I had to do was to work on my mindset in order to see those changes. And I read up a lot on abundance mindset, and I'm constantly doing the work, okay? Don't think that this is anything that I learned and then I just stopped. I'm constantly challenging myself to have an abundance mindset, and I'm still pushing against some things that feel a little uneasy to me, and I'm sure you'll relate once I start to explain.
It doesn't matter what we're looking at, it matters what we see. So a very simplistic example of this, we could all be looking at $100. Some of us think that's a lot of money. Some of us think it's not. Some of us will see that in terms of how many hours we'd have to work to get it. Some see it as the potential to pay off a bill, whereas others see it as an opportunity to splurge. It doesn't matter that we're all looking at the same physical object. What matters is what we see from our perspective. And this analogy goes for the spectrum of life's events.
Of course, with an abundance mindset, you always try to carry a positive outlook, right? So you're kind of looking at the glass as half full versus half empty, which is a scarcity mindset. And when it comes to financial abundance versus scarcity, it's even sometimes more difficult for some than others. With the abundance mindset, you kind of take the position of the best is yet to come. Okay, so you're always looking for kind of the light at the end of the tunnel. And no matter what, you try to keep your mind focused on the fact that love is unlimited, time, resources are unlimited, and one of the resources is money. Now, abundance mindset to me is not about the absence of scarcity, right? Because we might actually not have enough for something, But it's about living your life in the abundance mentality, right? So in your mind, you're feeling like you have enough. There's always enough. You will be provided for, things like that. And it really goes in line with a lot of scriptural teaching if you're into the Bible, but I'm not even going to get into that part of it. I'm just going to talk about how it shifted for me. But the scarcity mindset, on the other hand, always sees limitations and shortages like all around, right? So we're seeing that there's not enough and we're focusing on that versus on focusing on the fact that we're always taken care of, we're always provided for, abundance is ours. I had a little chart that I wanted to share with you guys, which will work into some of those things that you saw in my previous older videos that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about scarcity thinking before, because this is definitely where I was. There will never be enough. You compete to stay on top. You hoard things from others, won't share your knowledge, won't offer help to others. You're suspicious of others. You resent competition, afraid of being replaced, believe times are tough, believes the pie is shrinking, thinks small and avoids risk, and fears change. So that is, to me, of the scarcity thinking that I had before, right? So I was really nervous, like, oh, well, I did a lot of comparison, myself against what others were doing, myself against what I had to give, what someone else had to give, and should I share this information, and, things like that. But the more and more I kind of looked into an abundance mindset, the more I realized the more I give, the more I'm going to receive. And that doesn't just mean giving for giveaways or giving to strangers on the street, but it's also giving of your knowledge, your time, and just your positivity into the world. Like the more you give, the more of that you're going to receive. So let's go ahead and talk about the abundance thinking that I've shifted into. With the abundance thinking, there's thoughts like there will always be more, right? And so you collaborate to stay on top. You're generous with others. You share your knowledge. You're freely offering to help others. You trust and build rapport with others. You welcome competition and you strive to grow. Believe the best is yet to come, believes the pie is growing, thinks big and embraces risks, and takes ownership of change. This is like such a great chart of like the differences in the mindset, so you can kind of see where I'm going. When I first started my YouTube channel, even though I was super scared to like put it out there about my finances and take the big risk, I actually did it on a whim. I used to do, if you look back on my channel, about 2 to 2.5 years ago, I did a lot of weight loss content. I did some law of attraction content. And I was really scared to put out a financial video, especially with it being so long, which was how to budget with cash envelopes, right? But that video took about 3 weeks with no activity. And then all of a sudden it began to skyrocket and it really became quote unquote viral for me. And all of that happened because I had the shift to take a risk and do something different than what I had ever done before. And I feel like every time I've taken a risk, it has paid off. My sister once brought up a really good point, and she brought this up to me some years ago, but it sticks with me still to this day, and I thought I'd share it here. The first thing she talked about was how spending too much money or saving too much money are both living in the scarcity mindset. And it sounds like it can't be possible, but it totally is. Because when you're spending too much money, you believe that you just don't have enough. And so if you get that $500 extra, you go ahead and take the splurge and buy the $500 purse that you wanted, right? So you're believing you don't have enough. That's why you spend everything immediately once you get it. But on the opposite side of that, which is where I was living before, which is to hold on to every dollar, that also is a scarcity mindset. Because now you're believing that you might not have enough again. Or as the chart said, you're believing there will never be enough. So we're going to hold on to everything that we have. I definitely lived more on the side of save every dollar than I've ever lived on the side of spending everything. Okay. I've always been the person who wants to just save everything I can and not really spend because I didn't know if I would ever come up on another dollar, but now I'm really literally trying to find the middle ground that is not spending every dollar that I have. So I'm spending responsibly, but also not saving every dollar that I have because I do deserve some of the nicer things. I do deserve to treat myself, and there will always be more, which leads right into the abundance mindset. I like to think about it because as you guys know, I'm also trying to lose weight, right? So I like to think about it just as I do my weight loss journey, okay? If I only eat, really strictly and meats and vegetables and, cut out all kinds of food groups and cut out everything sweet and all the chips, I'm probably not going to be successful in the long term. And the opposite side is if I eat everything, anything that I want to my heart's desire and never worry about healthy eating, then I'm probably not going to live long, right? Or I'm going to just like gain a bunch of weight and end up being unhealthy with all kind of conditions. So somewhere in the middle is where you got to live, which is a little bit of eating the treats like cakes and cookies or chips or whatever it is for you, and a little bit of eating the healthy things like vegetables and fruits and, lean meats and things like that. And it's the same way when I think about my financial situation, right? I want to feel like I have money and I can do nice things for myself without feeling guilty that I'm not saving every dollar. And that's probably why I never do the no spend challenges. Like, that's just not my thing, because I believe there's always enough. There will always be enough. And sometimes I battle with it on large purchases like flooring or other things that I want to buy myself that are very large purchases. But most times I'm thinking there will always be enough. I will always be provided for. And it's that mindset that allows me to give generously to you guys and show you what I'm doing behind the scenes, or how I made a product that I'm selling, or to give the knowledge to you guys that I know, because I'm thinking in my mind, if I can teach you, you maybe can teach someone else. And that's just spreading positivity through all of us. Right? And there's enough for everybody to learn. There's enough for everybody to get in the game and to do what they need to do. So back to my channel. When I first started and I got my first Etsy and YouTube, if you saw, I made $200 something. I have by leaps and bounds been able to 100% live off of YouTube and Etsy for some time if I truly wanted to. I went back to nursing because I love nursing, but you guys know I lived over a year and a half, quit my job. If you want to check my journey, go back and take a look at it. But basically what I wanted to give a little nugget of advice about is start working on your mindset. Think about this. According to the National Endowment of Financial Education, 70% of lotto winners go bankrupt within a few years. So obtaining more money, it says, often leads to careless spending and the desire to get more money, and the greed can be destructive to the life of the winners and their families. And what I'm saying is, I don't think it was receiving more money that changed my mindset. I literally had to work on my mindset first in order to bring in more money. What I started doing was trying to have more positive thoughts around money, around spending money, around paying my bills, around making money. And I tried to create positive thoughts about all of those things. Your feelings will tell you. I know I have some videos about law of attraction and how your feelings are your guide, but your feelings will literally tell you. So I tried to stay in a happy place when I budgeted. You guys see how happy I am when I'm budgeting money, because I'm glad to pay those bills because I already know there's going to be much more money coming in that I'll be able to put into my envelopes. And that I had that feeling before the actual money showed up, right? So I never wanted to feel like I didn't have enough. I always felt like there was more coming. I didn't know where more was coming from, but more was coming. And I tried to keep that positive mindset. And once I did the work on my mind, more money showed up. This video is just one in a series of videos where I want to help you to kind of think about your thoughts, because thoughts create your life, period. The reason why I'm so positive, the reason why I think I've had substantial growth over the last few years is because my mind has shifted. And you can shift yours too. Because if you know where I came from, then you would understand that anyone can do this. I'm not special. And you don't have to do this to do it, right? There's like so many avenues and ways that you can make and improve your life the way you want. Yours might not be a YouTube channel. It might not be an Etsy shop. It might not even be more money. But if you want to create the life that you love, you start by shifting your mindset. That's as easy as I can put it. I'm going to try to bring some specific examples and some other words of encouragement to you guys every Monday. Let's call this one the first series in Motivational Monday. And look, this is taking a risk, right? Because this isn't even what my channel is about. But I feel like if I hoard this information, it's no worse than hoarding how to do a savings challenge, how to create an envelope. You know, it's like, I want to share this with you guys as well. I feel like with cash budgeters or budgeting just in general, it's very easy to start getting into the scarcity of it all if you don't have enough paycheck to paycheck. And that's where the work really begins, is starting to believe you will have enough even when you don't see enough. Okay, that's called faith. All right, so anyway, all that being said, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, whether you're new to this or true to this, put this one single emoji right here letting me know that you guys made it. Let me know if you're interested in more Motivational Monday series. I'm going to read all the comments and reply back to you guys. I appreciate you guys for being here today. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I put out a video. Also, hit the like button because it helps this video to be suggested to others who might need the information. And then share this video with someone else if you think it might help them to have a shift in their life by shifting their mindset. All right, I think that's everything for today. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.